Alright. Hello everybody, welcome to Mage Chat Nerd Night. Just jumping right in, because we were kind of in the middle of something when we had to leave off last time. The group, after a number of misadventures, made their way to the capital city of Pitchfield. And upon their arrival, they noted that the city itself had started to be evacuated. The reasons for that were relatively unclear, and the group managed to talk their way into the city and see Ikens, one of the advisors to the king. They inquired about an individual, a young boy by the name of Nald, that they had been seeking, upon which Ikens told them that A, Nald was not a small boy, and B, Nald was here. So they went to go see him, and the physical description did not match, which is a great catch by Shigun. After a little bit of back and forth, it was determined that this individual was an imposter. Combat broke out, after which the imposter revealed themselves to be a demon called a Dream Eater, which barely managed to squeak out from the combat and flee into a building elsewhere in the city. The group tracked it to this building and then reported back to Ikens, spoke briefly with the king, King Hazendel I, found that through various means they learned about some of the things they had found, or they discovered that the creature was hiding underground in some location. When the guards that had gone to search this building came back, it was discovered that there was a hole, like a trapdoor, in the room that led down into these relatively rough-hewn, cavernous sort of openings under the city. They don't seem to break into the sewers quite, but upon the party's exploration down, they were assailed by a couple of the possessed undead-ish creatures that they'd encountered before, as well as a blood ooze that had a tendency to beat up a little bit of the group. After defeating them, they went back up to the house and took a short rest.
That's why the map is so messy, by the way, it's spilled.
Yeah, this is the blood from the blood ooze, and it spilled into there's a little indentation where the ladder that's from up there comes into.
If only you had a red marker.
Yeah, if only. Alrighty, so you guys are taking a short rest. I believe you've all rolled your hit dice for healing already, correct?
Yep. And we use Song of Rest and all that, so we should be all set with our short rest.
Okay.
Do we,
what's up?
Do we still have the temporary hit points that we had from before?
Yes, until they overwrite, or long rest.
Yep.
Okay.
Until you get temp hit points from another source, or you long rest, you keep those.
Okay.
During your long rest, the long rest is about an hour or so, toward about the midpoint of your long rest, Ikens actually makes his way to the building, and he comes back to you guys and notes the relatively bruised condition that everyone seems to be in. And he glances about the group and says, "Well, I see you've made some progress."
Well, yes and no. There's an underground cave system, and there were a couple of nasty beasties down there.
And seeing as you're here, I assume you've taken care of them?
Yeah. We managed to kill whatever that goopy thing was, but we had to come back up here because we don't know what else is down there yet.
He kind of cocks an eyebrow at goopy thing, but otherwise doesn't comment. He says, I was hoping I would catch you in a moment like this. We went into the armory and we found a couple of things that we think may help you. You've done a good service for us and have not been adequately repaid. After this, we still feel that we do owe owe you a bit more, but this is what I was able to scrounge up at short notice. He turns to Shigun, might have a bit of difficulty underground. And he hands you, or goes to hand you what appears to be the handle and hilt of a very fine silver and gold sword, but there's no blade.
Ooh.
As you sort of look it over, you note in place of where there would be a blade is a small yellow gold gem embedded into the hilt. And I forgot. Hang on 1 second. And he says, he gives you a sidelong look and he says, the command word is Eklumigi.
Excellent.
Eklumigi,
You will
which
never been able to pronounce that.
you know, you know Dwarvish, correct?
Me, yes.
Yes. So you know that it's the Dwarven verb form of to light, or to cause light.
Rurik is admiring the sword.
Yeah, I examined the hilt, look it over.
The design
So
is stunning. It has weight to it, so it's obviously not entirely made of silver, but there's a filigree design along both sides of the hilt. One side is gold, one side is silver.
The craftsmanship of this is impeccable.
I should hope so. Well,
I'm going to I'm going to step to the side and make sure the sword is not pointed at anybody.
fair.
Eklamiki.
All right. So you speak the
Shigun,
command
how
word
could
of
you?
the sword. You speak the command word of the sword, and a beam of radiance extends from the hilt about 2.5, 3 feet ish, about the length of a longsword, and it sheds light all around you. And when the blade is extended, it does have weight. It is balanced, but as you move it around, it is certainly easier to maneuver than other swords that you've had. And I have pasted the stats of that weapon in the chat. You have a
Excuse me,
sunblade.
you said weapon?
Yes. It is a sunblade.
Awesome.
Also, it deals radiant instead of slashing damage.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
amazing.
Oh, that's
Yeah, they are amazing.
That
So,
is absolutely beautiful.
As long
Does
as
it actually give?
What's up?
I was gonna. Does the blade give off any heat at all, or is it just light?
You are actually able to touch the blade. To you, the wielder, there's a physical force. It feels cool, but you get it near one of the others. You sort of like, as you're just moving around, who's nearest to you? That'd be Zook. You get it a little close to Zook, and Zook, you can feel the heat radiating off of it.
Okay.
But it is radiant. It's not fire. So
Right. I didn't want to like set the house on fire by activating this.
yeah, it's more or less, you've recognized this light. It's similar to Rurik's why am I blanking on the name of the spell? Cantrip.
Sacred Flame?
That
Sacred
one.
Flame. Thank you. You've seen Sacred Flame.
Okay.
It's very much in the same style.
I appreciate that the description clarifies the light is sunlight.
Yes, the light is sunlight specifically.
This
There
might
is
be
no
useful
time
if
for
you're
anything
fighting
but that.
like zombies or something.
Eklamiki.
I don't know what's...
and you speak the
I'm
command word again,
tired.
and the blade, it doesn't retract, it just dissipates.
Vampires, that was it.
Yes, vampires. And for you, little one, he turns to Zook and hands you. I've searched pretty hard to find something that I think that you would like, and I think this will be right along what you would like to play around with. That's the wrong one. I just pasted the Sunblade.
Another Sunblade!
Yeah.
You get a Sunblade!
I just pasted another Sunblade. Hang on.
I have no use for this.
But you do have use for this. He hands you a quiver. It looks to be made almost out of like a rough-hewn bark material, and there's a small, like, vine running along one side, which would be the sling that attaches to your belt or your back or wherever you normally hold your quiver. And you notice he hands it to you. There are 4 what appear to be branches almost stuck out of it that have their own sort of leaf-like fletching on the arrows.
I was about to say florets, but then I remembered that's specifically only broccoli.
Yes, it's not florets.
It is now.
No, it is not.
So the 4 arrows, you can store other arrows in it. The 4 arrows that it grows are considered magical. And they have a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls. If you, I want to say, yeah, when you fire it, you can speak a command word and have it recreate the effects of the spike growth spell centered on wherever it hits. Of note, it's not the spike growth spell, it is the effects of that, so it can't be countered per counterspell.
Ah, so that's verbiage like a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Sure. He looks around to the rest of the group and he says, we unfortunately weren't able to find anything that I think would satisfy each of you, but just know that if you're able to find this creature and dispatch it or return it to us, you will... Well, I can't make promises on behalf of the king, but I'd be surprised if you walked away empty-handed.
Nonetheless, we're very grateful for what support you can lend.
Yes, this will be most helpful.
This thing is cool.
Is that a happy Zook?
Dickens, please extend my thanks to the king for his generosity.
I will be sure to pass that along.
So elaborate on these additional rewards.
You don't miss a beat, boy.
He
Oh,
gives
no.
you a sort of a knowing look. As I said, I cannot speak for the king. However, because it is indeed the king that will be giving you these rewards, I am sure you can imagine what magnitude they will have.
I am a bard. I have quite the imagination.
Indeed.
I don't want to be disappointed.
I try to hint to Hoyd as best I can that now is not the time for bargaining.
As you sort of push the subject a little bit, Ikens actually moves back to the door, and he says, I have an evacuation to apparently reverse, which we will work on once we have confirmation of the creature's destruction or capture.
Right. Aid the kingdom. Go on.
Maybe. If you need help, you know where we are. If you need help and you're under the city somewhere... He looks over to Rurik and Prudence. I'm sure between the two of them they could figure something out.
Iken, you still have contact with Savelis, correct?
I can. Once more today.
All right.
Okay, Zook is going to attune to the quiver, and I am going to read about it.
Okay.
It's a fun item. I will.
Technically, these two things are the same. This is the same action.
Yeah, your short rest and attuning and all that, it's the same. So what's... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Like your D&D character attuning to a magic item is literally just you Googling it.
Yeah.
Like, how do I do this?
Alrighty. What was... I think it was Rurik that was talking?
Yes. I was speaking with Aiken. I I have the ability to contact you directly once more today, though given how events down here might unfold, I may no longer have that ability. I do, however, have a sending stone that is linked to Sylvelis, so if we have any major updates that would directly relate to your reversing of the evacuation, I can contact Sylvelis, who I hope can get in contact with you. So we shall keep you apace of any major development.
Interesting. Savelos must have taken quite a liking to you. Very well.
And not you?
He looks over and just glares for a second. And he turns his attention back to Rurik. I will be sure to keep my attention out, just in case something happens. I will likely send a few guards to watch over this building. I'll watch over this, looks around what was once a home. Just to be sure.
Appreciate it.
So, is there anything else you would like me to try and see if I can do while you're down there?
Does it really have a plus 10 to hit? Oh my God.
Hearing none.
What was that last bit? Sorry. I was
He asked if there's anything that I might be able to work on for you while you're down there, that I may have ready for you when you return.
Can't think of much aside from maybe a hot meal.
You will not want for that, I can assure you.
As we discussed earlier, I would want for a means of being able to read the book you've graciously lent me, seeing as how I do not know Elvish.
Yes, we searched for some sort of item or spell that may be able to help you. Unfortunately, as you are not a spellcaster, we didn't come up with anything that we have immediately on hand. Once the crafters and mages have returned to the city, we may be able to make something for you. But unfortunately, as of this moment, we don't have anything that may help. Although I do hear, and he turns to Zook, that you have those in your party as well as, and he begrudgingly nods at Hoyd, those who do know the
Wait.
language.
I as well know Elvish, so I can assist with translation if necessary.
Indeed.
I was hoping to use that as a last resort, because I'd prefer to be able to read such a tome on my own time, but I will absolutely resort to that if necessary. Thank you for your efforts, though.
Yes, my apologies. Most of my collection is indeed in Elvish, unfortunately. Well, I will be
It's
off.
a fine language. No reason to apologize.
I will be off. Do let me know how it goes. And without any further word, he exits the building. So realistically speaking, per the rules, it does take a full short rest to attune to the items. Because of the timing of things, I'm gonna fudge it this time, just so you can attune it with the remaining half hour of your long rest, or your short rest rather. So don't worry about it, but just being aware, moving forward, it is actually a full short rest to attune to an item.
Okay. During that time, as I mentioned in the room prior, I would like to collect some samples of the blood ooze remains.
Yes, that's right. You collect I believe it was 2 vials?
Yes. Once I deemed the first one was safe and I could safely collect and store it, I figured I would grab a second.
Yep, so you go collect 1 vial. It doesn't seem to, eat through the glass or anything. You cork it, and it seems to maintain pretty well, so you grab a second one as well. When it's in the container, it actually, so the material itself is somewhat liquidy, like much less viscous than the creature itself was when it was still in formation. But when you cap it and seal it, after a moment or so, it seems to coagulate almost, and it becomes like a jello-ish like texture or viscosity.
What a strange substance that creature was made of.
I know, right? I find it fascinating.
I wonder if the lack of air is making it gel up like that.
Make a quick medicine check.
All right then.
It's low DC, don't worry.
You say that, he's going to roll a 1 to kickstart the session.
Oh, absolutely. I just need to check my lingo.
Did I hear something about a book earlier?
Yes, Dickens gave me a book.
Oh, nice. What's it about?
Curses and rituals.
Interesting.
Curses and rituals.
No.
You don't even know what I was going to say. I feel slighted.
You should.
Oh, before I forget, Prudence, did you use this time to resummon your familiar or no? And as you guys are discussing, he says, "Are we ready to go? Every minute we spend here, every minute we spend here is a minute that our enemies have."
We can't have that now, can we?
I'm inclined to agree with Prudence. As soon as we're ready, we should make haste.
Indeed.
Um,
I rolled a 21.
actually, now I'm second guessing myself. Hold on, let me look that up. Can you cast a ritual spell during a short rest? I want to say yes, but I don't think so. So. Let's see. Okay, yeah, you can spend a portion of it spell casting, since it's not a particularly strenuous spell, not physically. There's little physical exertion. So, all right, what do you want to change her form to? Just so I can get the stat block up. A Tressum. Okay.
What's
Let's
a
see.
Tressum?
So, you are you? I think it's the same stat block. Yeah, it's the same stat block from both. It is a. It looks like a cat, but with owl wings almost. It's basically a flying cat.
14.
It is
Zook
more or
starts
less
laughing.
Yeah, it is more or less a flying cat.
I love it. I want one.
So now you have picture this crab, except it's a cat with wings. I still can't believe I don't have a cat mini. Ugh.
So would this be a cat rave?
Well, since we're entering a
We're
dungeon,
not.
Rurik,
Cat rave.
what was your medicine check?
21.
21? It's blood. Like 100%, it's blood.
Lovely.
You'd have to do a little bit more experimentation to know whether it has any magical properties, but it is definitely blood. Which you've seen plenty of, so you can very easily identify it. Alrighty, so what's the plan?
Why are you playing jungle music?
For the record,
Don't
this
worry about
is Tanglewood Marsh from the Raven Sword.
Yeah, jungle music.
Jungle Meat.
I don't know, dude. It just is on my playlist, all right? So, what's the plan?
I
Shift this
suggest
map
we
down.
head back into the cave.
Is it like a cave or is it like some underground wooden built structure?
It's carved. There are support structures built up because it's not entirely stone, but as you noted in the castle, Pitchfield is built on a giant, essentially rock that goes up into the
Everything's
mountain.
just like one big carved piece.
Right. It's not like the whole. Well, the castle's made of one enormous carved rock. Yeah. Under the city itself, because the city's expanded over time, it's not entirely stone, but a lot of it is. And the parts that aren't stone, they do have these questionably stable supports.
I am going to check if this underground area is or ever has been a sort of Thieves Guild tunnels, like a secret tunnel for the Thieves Guild.
Okay. Do you do that in the house or in the tunnel?
Well, I'm gonna check what I can in the house.
Okay, sure.
Because I mean, if it's a Thieves Guild tunnel, there would probably be like some sort of indicature.
Make an investigation check. While we're doing that, who is going to be going down first?
I can head down first.
I will go right behind.
You like to play with.
Right.
22. So you go down. I assume you have your sword activated.
Yeah. When I get to the bottom, I'll activate it.
Okay. Oh no, you're behind. Zook, looking around, you don't see any Thieves Guild indicators. Any markings or etchings that would indicate that this was used by the Thieves Guild.
Oh yes, I will also descend. Not
Alrighty.
standing on the blood, no.
Don't step in the blood.
I'm going to jump, like if the ladder goes just straight into the pool of blood, I'm just going to jump off the ladder and
hop
land
off the
somewhere
ladder?
dry.
Alrighty. It's not a far jump, so you don't have to roll for it. But, yeah, you and I assume Hoyd would not dirty himself.
Of course not.
Prudence goes down last. Alrighty.
My dexterity is 19, I'm fine.
Yeah. Where are we going? Just
Plus 7 to acrobatics.
Just to recap the directions, you went up this way. I should say Hoyd went up this way. There's a very small tunnel that comes out the back. You'd probably have to squeeze to get through. There's down this way. That's where the blood ooze came from. And there you saw like almost like a barricade that had been broken on this tunnel. This tunnel seems to end at a dead end. Okay. Prudence says, someone who's good at sneaking, go ahead. We should probably go this way. He points down that way.
I still haven't explored up north yet.
Okay, I guess I'll do it, and then I start exploring southward.
Okay. You do have to step through the blood.
I'm gonna step.
a little bit.
I'm gonna like make sure like my capelet and my jacket are like hoisted up, and then once I get through, I'm gonna like prestidigitation my shoes.
Yeah, you do like the walking through a flooded room thing where you take the hem of your pants up a little bit and
like
walk your way through, and then prestidigitate your shoes. Alrighty.
I don't like this.
You're gonna go down
Anyway,
that way.
I'm gonna stealth.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check. What's up?
Since Zook is scouting ahead, I'm going to reduce the brightness of my sword to its minimum of 10 and 10.
Okay.
Just to avoid, like excess light alerting, whatever's down there.
That gives you a torch, doesn't it? That's awesome.
Okay.
Basically.
So for reference, the light coming down from above is greater than 10 and 10. But that's valid. You're keeping your sword, activated, but just not bright enough to shed any more light. By the way, past here, it is darkness. So even though you have dark vision, past this point, any perception checks or anything like that are made at disadvantage. Not stealth though. Stealth is fine.
Even with dark vision?
So dark vision in pure darkness, you see it as if it's in dim light. And when it's in dim... Whoa. let's just undo that.
Just for reference about dim light, have you ever, like, in the middle of the night you woke up and you, like, walked through your hallways to try and get to the fridge to get a snack?
Yes.
That.
It's, I mean,
Yeah.
It's that.
you're able to see it as if it's in dim light, and when you're in dim light, things are considered obscured, and certain checks are made with disadvantage. So,
Okay.
excuse me, just something to keep in mind. There we go. I messed up the chat box and I had to fix it. So you make your way down this way. What are you looking for as you go along?
Anything.
Anything? Okay.
Anything.
Fairly
I'm
broad.
looking for things that are moving, but also, like, what's the shape of the terrain?
Okay. So let's see if I can do this without messing it all up. You get here, and so roll investigation as you go along.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Would this be a situation where passive investigation applies? Because I'm really curious if any situation exists where passive investigation applies.
Passive investigation applies for certain things, but in this case, since you're actively looking around, if something has an investigation DC and your passive would be enough to pick it up, then you pick it up, more or less.
Okay.
Unless it's something that you would have had to actively, for example, like that hole in the ground that brought you down here, a passive investigation check isn't going to notice that because you had to actively do something to reveal it. Okay.
I assume you mean move some carpet.
Right, yeah. Okay, so when you get to about where the barricade is, right just past where there's the break, these are like wooden beams that go up into the ceiling and floor. Just past the opening here, you notice there's a small... first off, it's rock on the flooring there, and there seems to be a symbol carved into it of some kind.
I was hoping it was like a trap. I had a joke prepared. What's the symbol?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
That does help.
10. It's a rune. It's probably magical. Otherwise, and when you actually creep your hand a little bit close to it, it's you notice the center of it start to glow an extremely faint bluish light. If you hadn't rolled as high as you did, you wouldn't have even noticed it. It's something that just because you're paying it so much attention, you notice the light shifted slightly.
Okay, I'm gonna cast message to Rurik and say that there's a blue rune here.
Not to be confused with the beer.
Bloom.
It's a rune, it glows blue. I don't know what it do.
Get used to it.
You've given me the name of a new ale I might try to brew someday. I'll make my way over there and attempt to investigate it myself, I guess.
Alrighty. Remind me what armor you're wearing?
Are you gonna tell anyone else about the rune?
So, remind me what armor you're wearing, Rurik?
It's a chainmail.
Okay, let's go. Are you making your way sort of stealthily?
I will inform the rest of I'll inform everyone else of what Zook mentioned, and I will attempt to stealth my way over there, yes.
Alrighty, make a stealth check with disadvantage.
Do you want us to come with you for backup?
Maybe. I don't know if this is a rune I would know anything about or not.
Right. So as you're going along, go ahead and make a stealth check with disadvantage. Hoyd, you said you're going northward.
Yeah.
And Prudence, you're also following Rurik. Go ahead and make a stealth check as well.
I'm going to follow Rurik as well, so I'll take a stealth check. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Okay.
I'm going to notice and advise Rurik and Shigun that you are not supposed to put your entire foot down at once. That makes a stomping noise.
Oh yeah, no, they get to about here, and you don't even need to look. You know exactly where they are. You can just localize them on the sound. Prudence is a little lighter on his feet, but Rurik and Shigun, man, if you had, if you saw an enemy, you'd be like, oh no. But you don't see any enemies within eyeshot.
I blame the blood on my shoes. It's messing with my track.
Sure.
And I assume Deer's going with. Go ahead, Hoyd, go ahead and make a stealth check. As you go, okay, you follow. And make a stealth check for your Tressum as well, please.
22 for Hoyd.
Okay. And the stealth is +4, I believe.
I give Deer a pat on the head thing that I can find.
Okay. With a 10. Excuse me. So Deer is following you. You get back into the hallway there. This is really hard to do when you have a paper that's big. Hang on, let me get another one so I can fold in half. If I can find them. There they are. There. And you get to this tunnel here. Shifting back to the other party real quick.
That's.
What are you
Split
guys
the party.
doing here?
That is one of our two mottos. That is one of our two things. Is that we split the party and we shop. And in fact, a significant amount of the time we split the party in order to shop.
We love you, Ember.
So,
Anyway.
I would like to.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say I'd like to take a look at the rune that Zook had mentioned.
Okay.
Carry on.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check of your own. An initiative roll? For what? Hoyd?
Because I'm alone.
Well, yeah, no. If you don't get into combat, then you don't get into combat. I'll have you roll initiative when you get there. But if they get into
I'm trying
combat,
to make more work for you.
yeah. 19. Okay. You recognize it. It is not an explosive rune. It is a lightning rune. If you step directly on it, or within 5 feet of it, you're not sure where it would come from, but it has the magical essence of a lightning bolt.
I have just the thing for this.
Wait, do you actually have something to defuse it?
No, I have something to take the blast easily with. I have a potion of lightning resistance.
Okay, because my plan was for us to all, like, back off a bunch, and I would just, like, grab a rock and like, tag, and, like, just push, and hit it with a rock at range with magic, and so then it would just go zap, but no one would be there.
That works. I like that better. That may or may not work.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna use Mage Hand to do that.
Okay,
We're gonna.
so I assume you all back off in this direction.
Yes, I'm gonna back the heck off.
We're gonna stand at range.
Yeah, and Zook, you're able to find a rock easily enough. You all put on your PPE.
Yeah, this place is full of them.
Your OSHA
This place is made of
PPE.
them.
And you mage hand.
My mage hand has a 30 feet range.
Yep.
So
you can back up further, I guess.
If you want, yeah.
Although
So
this might make enough noise to alarm thing.
It could, but the other plan also involves setting it off.
Alrighty, so you go and you pick up it's pretty sizable rock, a little over fist size, well, head size for you. Fist size for you is like a pebble. And you float it over to the rune.
Not that small.
you float it over to the rune and let go of it. It hits the ground and nothing happens.
Oh, good. Great, now what?
I'm going to use my mage hand to throw it at the rune.
Okay, you pick it up and from right above it you just have it slam down. You see it hits the ground and rolls a little bit. Doesn't seem to have any effect. Well, you guys
how about your plan?
Well, you guys are ruminating on what to do. Hoyd, what are you up to?
I want to squeeze through that crevice.
Okay.
The one that I found.
Alrighty. Yeah, you
Oh,
are.
I
You
actually.
Mhm.
The thralls there, are they still there?
No, the bodies actually exploded when they died.
That's right.
So there's like a piece of them here and there, but otherwise the most of the physicality is burned away.
Wonderful. All right, I squeeze through the crevice.
Okay. It's tough going for someone of your size. Make a. Are you? You're just kind of going along.
Uh huh.
Alrighty.
We've clearly made enough noise earlier.
Yeah. Make a dexterity check as you pass this corner, please.
Check, save, check.
Check.
20.
Okay. So you actually, as you turn this corner, you lean your weight against the wall and it falls away, revealing a second passageway.
Oh,
Wonderful.
And you can see a little bit further down, and you see it.
Now,
Actually, you'll be able to see this. You'll be able to see this whole thing. You can see into this room here. You see. It's hard to make out. You see a table with something on it. At this distance, and because the rock kind of twists, it's hard to tell. But
how tight is the crevice that I just opened?
tight enough that you have to move at 1/4 speed.
And is that solid rock next to me? Black?
These here and here are solid rock, yes.
Okay. I will, Can I cast message and go through whatever rock is straight in front of me?
Yeah, message passes through materials. Actually, let me double check. I think it has to be X amount of stone that blocks it.
Right, that's why I'm asking.
Let's see.
Because I can't see the whole thing.
A 1 foot of stone would block the spell. So in a straight line, there is more than 1 foot of stone. So unfortunately,
You can also route it around objects if you happen to know what the route to take is.
Well,
The spell doesn't have to travel a straight line, it can travel freely around corners and through openings.
it can. You don't know what is in here yet. Let's see. 15, 20, 25, 30. What's the range?
120?
60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105. You can just make it to Zook and Rurik. Barely.
So I'm gonna cast a message to Rurik. I found another way.
Alright.
Find another way.
So as you guys are discussing, you hear just a voice in the back of your head say that he's found another way.
Well, Hoyt has found a presumably safer way that doesn't involve tripping a trap. So, Prudence mentioned we could follow Hoyd, and I am inclined to agree.
I will cast Prestidigitation on a torch and throw it into the room in front of me.
Okay, so it's a tight fit, takes you a second, but you manage to pull out a torch and you snap a flame onto it and toss it into the room. Alright. You guys see the light coming through here. And about how far into the room do you toss it?
Trying to get in the middle of the room.
Okay. Just because it's a bit of a tight throw, make another dexterity check. It's more or less a ranged attack with an improvised weapon to try and get there, but like it's such a tight fit. Gonna be a bit of a bitch
14.
to do it. That's enough. Yeah.
Did I get in the solo cup?
You hit the solo cup. It's right here under the table.
I hit it, or did I knock it in?
What's up?
Did I get it in, or just knock it?
Were you aiming for on the table or under it?
I want to know if the party has to drink.
I mean, yes, always. Is that even a
Party's
question?
gonna drink regardless. I don't have a drink.
I will message Hoyd saying we saw that light. I think we're on the other side of that room.
And
I've done my part. Why aren't you here?
Now that there's light in there, the objects on the table are 6 what appear to be humanoid skulls.
Oh, good.
That's wonderful. Do I recognize any of them?
You can't tell any more details about them from this distance. Make a perception check, if you could. Not for this, not to answer your question, but for something else. 17. As you threw the torch into the room, you heard, it's hard to localize exactly where it was coming from, you heard a hey. You hear very slow, very faint. Actually, let's see if you can hear him. You can. Very slow, very faint footsteps coming from somewhere. It's hard to localize because you're in a tunnel.
Do we hear that?
You are too far away. You wouldn't have heard that.
Okay, I'm gonna tell
like I said, you do see
the party members near me. I'm gonna tell the party members near me that like I'm going around, and then I go around.
Okay, so you just make your way
we
around.
should probably head that way.
Yeah, if that's the safest route, then I'm gonna.
Assuming we can all squeeze through there.
I'm gonna message to Rurik. What's taking so long?
Alrighty, so do all of you go?
Yeah.
Prince will also go around. Okay. That was indeed the plan that he suggested.
Yes.
It was not the plan he suggested, but that's okay. Alrighty, so you get to this tunnel area. You see, you can like just see Hoyd's like arm is waving. I know. But otherwise, you don't see much else. You do see this wall has fallen away, so you can see that there's a bit more of a tunnel going this way.
I'm gonna message to Shigun.
Okay.
You go first. I'll move.
Alrighty, so you
Very
back out into the room. Or you back out this way?
I'm gonna move down the corridor that I uncovered and have Shigun go where I was.
I am going to.
Alright, you go right about there.
I am going to slowly and carefully sneak. Wait, are you all going down that tunnel?
I mean, if Hoyd wants me to go first,
Hoyd has moved out of the way.
Why do you want him to go first? Because I'm the neutral.
Okay, I'm going to slowly, carefully, with my bow drawn, sneak down the side tunnel.
This way?
Yeah.
Okay, Hoyd is in the way, so you get to there.
Hoyd, get out of the way.
You are small enough, so you don't have to. You're not hindered by your movement at all. Well, you're at half speed. Everybody else is at quarter speed. In this way.
Well, I'm going to
Hoyd is
Can I go around him?
Hoyd is entirely filling the space.
Hoyd, get out of the way.
You know that his hips do not lie.
Oh god. Am I able to squeeze through this passageway?
You do. You move at quarter speed, but you are
Okay.
able to just barely do it. You notice your armor does scrape against the wall and it does make noise. And unfortunately, just due to the nature of your size, are you trying to be quiet about it?
I'm trying to be as quiet as possible.
Alrighty, make a
Can
stealth
I
check.
roll another stealth? Okay.
Make a stealth check with disadvantage,
Alright.
being aware that the DC's changed because of your specific circumstances.
You do have 10 inspiration. Never mind.
12? Okay. Not terrible. Every time you scrape, you kind of wince a little bit as you hear the sound. Do you make it all the way out into the room?
Yes, that's my.
Alrighty. You get to here, at the end of the tunnel, and you look to your right, and you see a small... it's hard to say. Hang on, let me get the image of it up because I'm really bad at this particular description.
By the way, Hoyd asked a question.
No, there's not enough room for him to pick you up and place him on the other side of you. It's a good idea, but this passageway is real tight. Let's see. You see, I mean, essentially like a small, horned, impish creature. It's on all fours and looking up at you as you reveal yourself from the tunnel. And when you catch sight of it and it catches sight of you, it hisses. If I could have you all roll initiative, please.
Oh boy. I'm gonna stay down the tunnel. 2 arms. There's a demon in here.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see if I could find my pen. There it is.
I rolled 1.
So that's just D20 plus my initiative modifier.
That is generally how initiative works. Yes.
Ooh.
Okay, Shigun rolled a 9 and
Alright,
Zook rolled a 15.
I'm gonna just go down the list and ask you. So give me one quick, because I have to write down a thing on my paper here for you.
Oh, that might have to be the last. So, yeah, and you're first.
And I have to roll initiative for the creature. Let's see. It is surprisingly dexterous. Okay. Alrighty. So, Hoyd.
16.
16. Prudence. You'd repeat it, please. Oh no, I see it here. 18. Rurik.
20.
20. Good initiative rolls, guys. Shigun.
9.
Not so good. Zook.
Yeah.
15.
15.
The pack rolls a 9.
Okay. Because you saw each other at the same time, there's no surprise, so don't worry about that. Actually, at the top of the initiative order is Rurik. You hear Shigun call down the hallway that there's an enemy afoot.
I don't even know what I can do with.
I'd say he is, even though I have him placed here, he is technically out of the hallway. You would be able to squeeze past him. But you are at quarter speed, so with your 25 feet, you can only get, yeah, you can only squeeze one space into it.
Would I still, even as a dwarf, would it still be a quarter speed, or would I be half speed?
The problem isn't the height, the problem is the width.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Because you're a chunky boy.
Also, dwarves are medium size.
Fair. Oh, Prudence rolled for Gears initiative.
Thank you. 12. We'll put her on the list. Okay. Deer is officially on the list.
Am I able to manipulate spiritual weapon in areas that I cannot directly see?
I don't believe so. Let me double check. Well, the problem is you wouldn't know how to manipulate. Like, you wouldn't be able to do it. It doesn't. It doesn't have to be within eyeshot, but if you're not within eyeshot, I would say you wouldn't be able to command it because you don't know what's there, so you can't tell it to make the swing.
Also, your mic quality is a bit foggy.
Oh, that's because the cat frickin' moved it.
Yes, blame the cat.
Well, she is right here. And,
Oh,
there she goes.
You stirred her.
I did. Oh, that's the one.
This music does not fit the mood.
Why not? I like it.
It's battle music. All right, what's the plan?
It's training fight at the
what's-
Wizard Academy battle
what's-
music.
What's the plan, Rurik?
Okay, no, now it's fine.
Could I, if I use a dash action, could I make it all the way through the crevice and or the tunnel and get next to Shigun?
With a dash action,
What
you can move 10 feet through this tunnel, so that'd be 5'10".
Oh.
Because you are so limited in this space.
Oh boy.
Something to note,
And we
Shigun,
can't move.
Yes.
you would have seen this. This wall here, you see a very faint amount of light coming through this side wall here.
Okay.
Also, I should note that three party members are stuck in this tunnel system right now.
2.
I
He's
choose to be here.
Shigun's
I'm
out,
not-
technically.
Oh. Well, I'm just figuring, like, maybe we should work on that a little bit. Before
Well-
sending more people into the tunnel system.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to hop in the tunnel system yet, since I can't move very fast through it. I don't even know if there's anything I can do.
Could I shout something to the rest still while they're trying to figure this out?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say as part of your initial warning, you can have told them something else. That's fine.
Go around back to the entrance. I'll blow the wall down.
Alright then.
Okay, that's what you hear.
Pretty much unable to do anything else meaningful due to the tunnel, I will make my way back towards the entrance and follow Shigun's lead.
25 gets you there. Alrighty.
I'll move
Are you gonna
through 25.
dash? Okay. Another
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. The entrance is right
No.
here.
Yes, I'll park myself there.
Alrighty. Let's see. Up next is Prudence. You want to be 1 southwest of Rurik. So there. Alrighty. Let's see. Now we have Hoyd.
I would like to continue down the path I'm in.
Alrighty, what's your movement speed?
Are you serious?
30.
30? Alrighty, so 15.
I mean,
5.
there's not much else.
Yeah,
we can
unfortunately it goes to 5, so that's as far as you get. You can dash to
will
go another
dash.
5. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll dash.
It's
dash. And
more
actually,
of a scramble at this point.
I will, because half of 15 is 7, by dashing, also you can actually go 15. So that's how far you can get.
Okay, that's fine.
If,
Oh, no.
because it's all
Wiggles around.
do. Oh no.
Yeah, it wiggles around, doesn't go there. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Zook.
Fine, I'm gonna turn around.
Where are we going?
In the direction of the entrance?
This way?
Yeah, like
Okay.
towards the entrance. Okay. I'm first
Alrighty.
gonna move my normal movement.
There's your normal movement. Oh no, that's right, you're at half speed, no, not at quarter speed.
Yeah.
So you're able to make 2. So there's your normal movement.
Okay. I'm going to.
Everybody's leaving you.
Oh, you can dash
I
twice,
got
can't you?
cunning action. I'm gonna dash as
Okay.
a bonus action.
Bonus action, dash, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Okay, now I'm gonna dash as an action.
And then action dash, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
You can
Yeah.
dash twice? That's amazing.
Rogues have cunning action. They can do a lot of things as a bonus action.
Yeah, like
Alrighty.
under ideal conditions, my movement speed is 90.
Dang.
Anyway, yeah, that's where I'm parking.
I hope you're able to do what.
What's
just
your
bust
what's
through
your
the
base
wall.
movement speed?
30.
Is it really? I thought it was 25 as a halfling.
I'm not a halfling.
Or as a gnome. I thought it was 25 as a gnome.
Oh, right, no, my default is 25. I did misremember. Okay.
Okay.
So under ideal conditions, it's 75.
75. I was gonna say.
That is still quick, though.
I mean, if you get a potion of haste or something. Neum. Alrighty. Next up is Deer. It is Deer's turn. Deer, for her purposes, is not hindered at all by the opening. Okay, under the table. What's her fly speed? I want to say 40, I think. Yeah. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and she ducks under the table. She hiding as in hiding? Because if so, make a stealth check for her. She can probably hide under a table. She is a cat. A cat bird. Bird cat. Cat with wings. A pega cat. 23? Okay.
Yeah, like that.
Good to know.
Let's not forget
Deer...
that Pegasus is the name of a specific horse.
Shh. As Deer goes under the table, she gets near enough, she hears the skulls shift slightly. And Shigun, you're the only one that can see this. You see one of the skulls turns to look in her direction, in the direction she went when she went under the table.
Good.
One of the other skulls turns to look at you. And now I have to roll initiative for them.
Fantastic.
Oh no. Where's the dex? There it is. Alrighty. So that's Deer. Is that going to be all of Deer's turn? Okay. Next up, we have the creature over here. Who, once I get this stat block, this paper with a stat block, do a quick reread of his abilities. Ah. Will disappear. Foomp. And then he
Right.
will... What's his speed? Okay.
Hooray, it's gone. We can calm down now.
Okay, yeah, that's all you're aware. That's all you're aware of, is he disappears.
Okay.
The imp disappeared.
Next up is, it is now Shigun's turn.
Okay.
Oh, it didn't do anything else.
Can I
It
How much
didn't
I
do
know-
anything else that you saw.
the beads of force?
Mhm.
Can I get like a quick recap on exactly how they work?
Yeah, you You throw it. It's an action to throw, I want to say, 60 feet. The bead explodes on the impact, and every creature within a 10-foot radius has to succeed, blah, blah, blah. Otherwise, a sphere of force opens into existence. A 10-foot sphere of force explodes into existence, destroying walls, objects, pushing creatures, or trapping creatures. One or the other. Have Deer make a perception check to see if she can smell the creature.
Once the sphere is in place, it can be moved around, right?
It weighs 1 pound. Yes, it can be pretty freely moved around.
Okay, I'm going to take my beat of force. I'm going to attempt to throw it at the wall where the light was peeking in from.
Okay, you just move 5 feet so you can get line of sight on it, and then you throw the bead of force. There's a 10-foot sphere here, and the wall crumbles to reveal that it was only just there. It was like almost paper thin. 11, unfortunately. Oh, let's see. No, unfortunately,
so
she
it
does
was
not
literally a
catch wind of it.
facade.
Yeah, it was in every sense of the word a facade. Just so we can keep track of it, I'll throw one of my d20s just where its center is. Which I think it exists for a minute. Yeah, it exists for a minute. So let's knock that down to 10. Oh, actually, I'll use one of my countdown dice because those are a lot easier to do when you're doing countdowns. There. Oh, that's right. That's right, she can also see invisibility. So...
Dang, this thing is OP!
Damn it. I forgot about that. Bearing in mind, nobody else knows this except Deer at the moment. The creature is here. But nobody else knows that. Only Deer knows that because she can see invisibility.
Hi, cat.
Alrighty, so Shigun, that's your action. You gonna do anything else this turn?
Have the skulls on the table done anything yet other than move around?
Not that you've seen. They did move in response to your movement. They continued to track you as you moved. One of the other ones now turned to look at the force bead as it blew up.
Oh, horrifying. Okay. I'm going to stay where I'm at then and just keep watch to see if the creature reappears or to see if the skulls do anything.
Okay. By the way, is your sword still 10 and 10?
Yeah.
For light? Gotcha.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and extend it by 1 notch. I think it takes like an action to do that.
So you've used your action to throw the bead of force, so you wouldn't have been able to do that.
Okay,
I thought you used a bonus action to do that.
Maybe let me look real
Let's
quick.
look at the description.
Let's see. I use an action to expand or reduce its radiance by 5 feet.
Okay, yeah, it's an action, so unfortunately,
it's not a big room, so it's fine enough as it is.
Yeah, the 10 feet around you extends to here, and then dim light pretty much fills the room. Which it meets up with the dim light from outside here, so.
Oh, the bonus action is to make it appear or disappear. I see.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. The bonus action's for the blade.
Yep. It's an action to modify the blade.
One more quick question.
Yes.
The bead of force, the sphere, is that like opaque or is it translucent or?
It's translucent.
Okay. So Rurik and the others can clearly tell that I have done this and they can get through.
Mhm.
Okay, good.
Yep. Alrighty.
The sphere is also easily moved.
Right, you can also just kind of nudge it out of the way. Cool. So, back up to the top of the initiative order, Rurik. You saw the wall explode.
The wall exploded. Well then, I will venture over there and see what's up.
Okay, you 5'10", you see a 10-foot sphere occupying space there. I'd say because it's so light and because of you're so strong, you can probably nudge it out of the way pretty easily. Although
I was about to ask if I would need to use an action to like shove it away or something. I was pumping for it.
Only if you're inside of it. If you were inside the sphere, it would take an action to move because you have to, hamster ball it. But if
Fair.
you're just pushing it, you can just push it.
Yeah.
Bearing in
I was
mind,
looking
it will then occupy space where you push it. So.
Right. Let's see. Well, I would. Does it? It doesn't block line of sight or anything, does it? Just stuff can't go
It's
through it.
translucent, so you can see mostly through it. Things on the other side of it are obscured, and nothing can pass through it. So if you have like an arrow or a guiding bolt or something, can't pass through it. But for example, Sacred Flame would probably be able to target something if you saw anything there.
Well, I would push it forward as I move through the thing.
Okay, you have 10 more feet of movement, so 5, 10, you push it.
Seeing that
It actually goes to here and hits the table and stops.
that's what I was getting to that. I was going to make the point that I probably wouldn't push it directly at. God damn it, cat, go away.
Okay, so you attempt to push it this way, and it meets resistance.
Yes, I would push it away from the table and the direction Shigun is, which would leave it. I would be pushing it to the left.
Okay, so you do push it this way slightly, but it meets resistance, and you could shove. You could use an action to shove it and force it in that direction, but it does meet with resistance.
Is there enough space to get into the room?
It is more or less occupying this space still currently, unfortunately.
I will try to continue shoving it in that direction.
Alrighty, so go ahead and roll a strength. Is a shove an athletics check? I forget.
It's an acrobatics check.
Well,
I'm kidding, it's not.
It's an athletics check, contested by. Don't worry about it. Alrighty, so go ahead and make an athletics check for me, please.
Oh,
It's a 20.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you shove the sphere 5 feet that way, and now you can get through. That is all of your movement, but you did successfully shove the sphere. It's like pinned between the wall and the table now.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell Rurik once he enters. It's turned invisible.
That might explain why I felt resistance. Because I don't see anything.
You don't. Alrighty, is that going to be your turn?
I think there's something on the other side of this sphere. And yes, that will be mine. Oh, wait a minute.
I think you only have your bonus action left.
Yeah. See, normally I would cast Spiritual Weapon here, but I can't see a target. So,
You can still summon it, it just wouldn't attack anything this turn, because you can't see a target.
yeah. I think I'll save it for now. I'd like to... Could I, like... I'd like to take a look at the table. Is there anything specific that I might notice about the skulls?
Sure.
Like anything
Real-
religious or anything about
Real
them?
quick, make a religion check. Because you notice as Shigun gets closer to the table and as light comes in from the entryway, the foreheads of the skulls have sigils etched into them.
Oh, goody. That's a 15.
15. With these particular things, you do know that skulls, in particularly skulls of good or specific creatures, tend to be used for ritualistic purposes, and that usually involves some kind of defacement. You don't recognize this particular ritual, but you do know it was definitely involved in some kind of, most likely, demonic or fiendish ritual. If only you had a book about such things.
Oh, darn.
But you don't specifically recognize
I
this
haven't
one.
had time to read it.
Alrighty, is that gonna be your turn?
Yep.
Okay, Prudence.
I know what I might do next. I don't want to have an action to do stuff. Prudence is asleep.
How dare you?
Ember, as soon as you mentioned the light coming in through that wall, I instantly went, aha! I know what to do.
I thought you were going to use Ring of the Ram at it.
I have no more charges.
He doesn't have any more charges, yeah.
See, I feel bad because
Throw the Ring of the Ram at it.
paper facade, it was kind of a waste of a bead of force.
It was, but I didn't really have a way of, I guess,
Without,
gauging
short of actually going up and hitting it, he would have had no way to know.
And I didn't want to take that risk with this little.
No, I
critter.
gotcha. I think you did the right thing. It's just a shame it ended up wasting a bead of force.
Yeah.
That's 25
But then
feet
again,
to go right there.
I have plenty of toys to play with, so I'm fine.
well, you got a new shiny sword torch.
Mhm.
Torch sword. If it was a wooden sword, would it be a torch wood?
I was thinking
One of the skulls does turn and begins to track you as well, yes. Otherwise, I mean, so far, how many of them have been activated? 1, 2, 3, 4 of them have been activated. 2 remain still, but 4 of them have activated and are tracking different targets.
How curious.
Do I know about the skull tracking?
Not yet. You haven't gotten there yet.
So if we take one and put it on our head, is it a skull cap?
I like it.
You can do that with a normal skull.
These are flavorful and interesting.
They're like shorts, comfy and easy to wear. Alrighty, what else are you going to be doing? In that case, you'll circle around the tables going this way. I believe you only have... Are you going to dash to do that? Because you only have 5 more feet of movement. Okay, so that's it. That's your 30 feet. Okay, so you prepare Toll the Dead. As soon as a target becomes visible, you cast it. Is that your trigger? Alrighty. I'm going to assume that's a yes. No, as soon as you can damage anyone. So, as soon as you can see a target, I guess it's the same thing.
Does anyone here include your teammates?
I assume not. Okay, you can still prepare it and hold it until you have a target a creature to target. You can prepare a spell without a target, you just won't be able to release it until you have a target. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to hold Fireball or anything like that. You can try, sure, if you'd like to. Alrighty, pick a number from 1 to 6. There's 6 of them. Okay, number 6. These are tiny creatures, so they can actually occupy 4 to a space, but I don't have a tiny sized thing. So I'll just put them like this for now. Whatever. I'll put number 6 here for now. Number 6 is at the end of the table. It is a wisdom save. Right? Okay. You toll the dead on the skull. Oh, jeez. What kind of damage is it?
Necrotic.
Necrotic? Okay. Ugh. Oof. 20 minus 2, 18. So, unfortunately, it saves. However, the fact that the spell went off does indicate that it is indeed a creature that can be targeted. So, now you know that. Is that going to be your turn? Okay. And Prudence, destroy the skulls. Next up is Hoyd. Hoyd off in his own little world.
I will keep going.
Okay. So you go 5, 10,
Ooh.
and you're now in another room. This room opens up quite a bit. You can see a small passageway going this way. No, deer's over here. You can see a small passageway going that way, and you see it extends further down that way. In the corner here is a large pile of rubble and like garbage and shut up, Prudence. You disgust me.
That's what it is now.
That is not what that is.
Anyway, and let's see if I can find what's supposed to be there. Oh. Nope, that's all you see. So that was 15 feet of movement to get to here. Which would have been your movement and dash action to get out there.
Okay.
Is that going to be your turn? I don't think, if you have a bonus action, I don't know.
No, I don't.
Okay. Next up is Zook.
Okay. So, seeing, like, or I guess hearing the wall explode ahead of me,
This is an appropriate
I'm gonna think,
in this area.
cool, but, like, you know, like, cool, you know, like, that's real cool. It's like those action movie, like, novels that I've read. But I'm going to go to the flank instead, so I'm gonna keep, running southward.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I'm going to run in that
5,
direction, yes.
10, 15, 20, 25 in the blood. I
Bonus
assume
action dash.
dash. 5, 15, 20, 25.
How far can I get with a action dash?
It's the same distance, so you can get another 25. So 5, 10, 15, 25. That's how far you can get with an action to dash. And bonus action and everything else.
Okay, so now, I'm there.
Okay. And I'm just going to show you... these tokens because I don't have any tokens for tiny creatures is the problem. But I do have to keep track of them somehow. So... Oh, I've got a wonderful idea. I can't believe I didn't think of this sooner. Hang on. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one's going to be blue. There's 6. Because I have a bunch of colors I can use. 1, 2, 3...
What you need are tiny dice.
4, 5. Yeah, but they're really hard to see on the camera, so... Oh, I need to get 2 of them. Otherwise the color key doesn't work. There. Give you a color key here. I just need to get tiny pogs. That's what I need. 2, 3, 4, and 6. Which is there, and Deer is actually under them, but she's on top of them right now. So, Zook, that is your turn. Next up is Deer. It is Deer's turn. She's under the table. No, wait, I lied. Sorry. It is not Deer's turn. It is the Skull's turns.
Oh, good.
So,
They've been turning this whole time.
upon being struck, Shigun, the one that's been tracking you, you watch these 4 sconces in the wall burst into flame on their own, and each of the skulls has a flame ignite inside them. They lift into the air about 5 feet, and the one that's been tracking Shigun is going to shriek. So if, let's see, 30 feet, which I think is pretty much everybody. Yeah, pretty much everybody. If I could have everybody make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Does that include Zook or Hoyd?
It includes everybody except Hoyd.
Is this magic?
It is magic. It is not a spell.
I have
but it is
advantage. I have advantage. I'm a gnome.
On all wisdom saves, or is it charms specifically?
Intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws against magic.
Okay, yeah,
And this is a wisdom throw.
It is magic. It's not a spell, but it is magic. Alrighty, so call them out as you make them, if you could, please.
What were we rolling?
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw, please.
11.
Okay.
Shigun rolled 17, Rurik rolled 21.
17, 21.
Prudence rolled 9.
Prudence rolled 9. Okay. Yeah, so, Zook and Prudence, you are both frightened and stunned.
Oh dear.
So, yep, Prudence and Zook, you're frightened and stunned until the end of its next turn. So, that is the one going toward that was tracking Shigun is actually going to stay right where it is. The one, so that was number 2. I'm going to just move that slightly so we know. Number 1 is going to
Since I was at a run, I'm going to stop the run by slamming into the wall, and I take 1 point of damage.
Sure, you do you.
What?
The one tracking Prudence is going to turn, so that was 3, is going to turn and strike at Prudence with a bite. You know what? Perhaps we haven't rested enough, says Prudence. He's going to turn and bite. I believe. Does stun have an effect on that? I don't remember.
Is Prudence going to turn and bite something?
Yeah, you're incapacitated and attacks against you have advantage. All right, so it makes an attack with advantage. 10, 21. Yeah, so that one hits. You take 3 points of piercing damage as it clamps down on your arm. I did. Yep. That is its turn. It's going to stay where it is. The one tracking Rurik, number 3 here, is going to move. Oh no, I can't go that way because of the sphere. Yeah, it'll provoke. 5, 10, 15. Because Prudence is stunned, he's not threatening the space, so it can pass through. 20. He's going to go right next to you, Rurik. If you would like to take an attack of opportunity on it, Shigun, you may.
I will go ahead and do so.
Okay.
and I believe with the Sunblade, that is a +10 to hit.
It is. It is a fiend. It is not undead, so just keep that one in mind.
Oh, that was 20.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's a 20.
Yep. That's a critical. Go ahead and roll your damage. Double the dice.
Oh! I only just looked at the chat.
So for crit, do I just roll it twice then, or do I?
It's your decision. Either roll the dice twice or roll the dice once and double the number.
Does the sword give you +2 on your damage too?
It's +2 on damage, yes.
Oh, nice.
That's added to the
The
end.
way
Yeah.
the way I do it is I roll twice as many dice, which is very fun.
It's very satisfying.
I'm gonna do 2 die rolls. Would I add the +7 to each of them?
Whatever your bonus is, you add it at the end. So you
the end.
do both dice and then add to the end.
Okay, so it's 2d8 +7.
2
then.
+7, okay.
Yeah. 16.
Yeah.
You swing the Sunblade and it incinerates the creature. Actually, yes. Okay, it does incinerate the creature as it's flying by. If I could have you make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, good.
Which Prudence you automatically fail. And you take... yeesh. Prudence, you take 8 points of fire damage. Which is great. So you take 4 points of fire damage. Shigun, you also take 4 points of fire damage as the creature explodes
Okay.
from the impact.
Ah.
That's its
I had
turn. It's gone. Voop.
I
Goodbye.
had a gambit to help deal with to damage a bunch of these at once, but I don't want to risk killing more than one at a time.
So let me cross that one out off the list there. Let's see. Which ones have gone so far? 2, 3, 5 have gone. 4, 6, and 1 have not. 6 is going to come down the hallway here. So fly speed of 40 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Get right up in your face.
Really?
Zook. And it is going to bite you as well. With a 20 to hit. So you take 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay. 6. So now I just have 1 temporary hit point.
So 4, the one that was tracking Deer, is actually going to... Actually, no, she successfully hid from it. It was tracking her until she went under the table, then it lost track of her. So that one is going to fly right here and take another bite at Shigun with a natural 20.
Oh, no.
So it's going to roll 2d6 plus 2, so 9 points of piercing damage, minus 3 because of your damage resistance.
Oh, right.
So 6 points
Right.
of piercing damage.
6 points, okay.
And yep, one is going to stay where it is, and it's going to ready an action, but you don't know what that action is. So yeah, cool. I love controlling lots of creatures. It's my favorite thing. Now it's Deer's turn. Deer's under the table. The one that shrieked is not the same one that died. The one that shrieked is right here. So, because Deer acts on her... Oh! I didn't make... Roll a wisdom saving throw for Deer as well. I forgot.
Watch him roll it like a -2 or something.
No, they rolled +1. 12.
Pleasantly
12 is
surprised.
exact. 12 is just enough. She manages to avoid the effects. This way? Alrighty. So she's gonna go 5, 10. The currently invisible creature will take an attack of opportunity against her. Not with advantage, because she can see invisibility. But he is going to take a swipe at her with a claw attack. And let's see which... I'll use this d20 this time. I haven't used it yet this game. Yep, that's why. That's a 7. That's a 8. Sorry, but I don't think that hits. No, armor class is 12. So cool. It loses its invisibility because it took an attack, so now everybody knows where it is. She's going to keep going that way with her fly speed. Alright, 15, 20. Opens into a room here. 25, 30, 35, 40. Gets right there. I'm just going to take it off. It's not worth it anymore. She goes into this room. She sees various bits of like construction material. Like there's pieces of wood all over the place. You see tools. The whole floor is just kind of generally covered in garbage. You know, miscellaneous nuts and things like that. So, because she's flying, yeah. Is she gonna do anything else this turn? Okay. I'll say, just for the sake of it, she instead went here, and there's a little nook in the wall. Go ahead and roll stealth for her. Okay, good to know. It is now the demonoid creature's turn. And he is going to... Yeah. He's going to come around the table. 5, 10, 15... Actually, he's going to use... Instead, he's going to fly over the table. 5, 10, and go here, 15, because Prudence is not threatening the space, so he can pass through. And is going to attack Shigun with advantage, because he is flanking.
Okay.
Let's see. First, he's going to take a claw attack at you. For... Oh my goodness. I rolled a 5 and a 4. So, no. That one missed.
That means I can hit him with riposte then. I can use my reaction and make a melee attack.
Sure, yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Use that superiority.
Demonoid was a great tracker.
16
hits, yeah.
Okay. So I will do my normal roll plus the superiority die, which is a d8.
Okay.
So this is the Sunblade damage, and then this is the superiority die damage. So a grand total of...
So 16. Alright. It is an inch from death. Now, you carve through this thing, and you just leave a huge, like, cauterized gash across its front, and it is going to now take its bite against you with advantage. Oh, that's much better. Plus 5, so 22.
Yeah.
I think hits.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
oh, yeah.
Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, Constitution or the...
You don't take a lot
I
of
assume
piercing
Shigun
damage.
is fighting the invisible bastard right now.
He's
21.
visible now. You take 4
Yeah.
points of piercing damage minus 3, so 1 point of piercing damage. 21. Okay. Yeah, you feel its fangs sink into you and inject you with a poison, but you're able to flex your burly muscles and squeeze it back out.
And I squirt the poison back in his eye, like a zit.
Ugh. Bleh, bleh, bleh. I don't like that. Don't like that one bit.
Once upon
Broke the
yourself.
DM, take 1
Say
damage.
that!
I'm sorry. No, you're
So
not.
that's-
Oh, you're right.
That's gonna be its turn.
Oh my god.
Gah. You disgust me.
I need
next-
a moment.
Next, it is Shigun's turn.
Oh shit, no. No, I'm not going to the bathroom. Okay.
It's your turn. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
You have 3 creatures directly next to you. You see Prudence is stunned.
Okay. Well, first I'm going to make a melee strike against the demonoid.
Oh, you're fading out. What was that?
I'm attacking the demonoid with my sunlight.
Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll for an attack.
22.
Yeah, don't bother rolling damage. It had 1 hit point.
Oh, good. Now, my second attack, can that be against a different creature, or does it have to be like the same one?
Oh yeah, no, you can multi-attack against more than 1 creature. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, I'm going to.
You cut this thing down. You pull off a wing, and that's just enough for it to just give up and dissolve into dust on the floor. I mean, you could attack Prudence if you wanted to.
No, I don't think so. I'm gonna hit the orange skull that is next to me.
Alrighty, number 4, got it. Go ahead and roll.
That is a critical hit.
Oh my
Jeez.
god. Okay.
It's awesome.
Damn.
Sure. What
Is
number
this
is that?
one
That's
like
number
left by
4.
himself? What was that, Ember?
I was just confirming number 4, orange one. All right, go ahead and roll.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Go ahead and roll damage.
2d8.
It's you'll basically have to get 1s to not kill this thing. So I
13
stand
damage?
corrected. you slash this creature and it barely manages to hang on. You can see the flame start to sputter and it's wobbling in the air, but it's hanging on by a thread.
Okay. Let's see.
Rough damage rolls.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I have anything I can do to finish it off. I could use my action surge. I don't know if I want to use it on these school guys or not. There's a lot of them, so. I think I will go ahead and extend my action surge.
Okay, you use your action surge to get another action.
So, Prudence is typing out.
Just bearing in mind, you don't know how much further you have to go, so... Oh yeah, your microphone is getting a little quiet.
Sorry. I'll action surge and then make another attack against Skull. Another critical hit. What the?
You're fading out again, but sure, critical hit? Yeah, don't bother. If you rolled 2 1s, it wouldn't matter.
Mike is here.
I'll just try to speak louder. I will take my second. Oh right, we have to do fire damage, right?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a dexterity save, please. Oh, and its buddy has to roll a dex save too. Oh no. It succeeds.
17.
17? Alright, yeah, you succeed, but you still take... Where's the... I didn't have the stat sheet on me. You still take... 5 points of fire damage. No, sorry, you succeed, so you take 2 points of fire damage. And the creature, you see... It succeeded on its save, and it does not take any damage. You have 1 more attack.
How badly wounded does Prudence look after all these fires and explosions?
I don't know. How badly damaged does Prudence look? It's looking alright.
I will strike the yellow one then.
Alrighty. Yep, that'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage on number
Much
2.
better.
3 critical hits, though.
That is a crazy turn. 8 points
Ah,
of
well,
damage.
okay, I'm making up for it with lower damage rolls.
Alrighty, you strike this creature, and it's you knock it, and you almost like push it to the ground, but it floats back up.
Are you got it?
Okay, you have a bonus action, and otherwise that's your turn.
Let me see here. Give me 1 second. I still have some dice left, but I'm not gonna.
I
What?
really can't hear you. You're breaking up.
I was answering Rurik's question.
Ah.
Is that the only one still in melee range for me?
In melee range to you, yes. You don't have any more attacks though.
Okay, that's fine. I will go ahead. I think I'm fine here. I'll go ahead and end my turn here.
Alrighty, that's gonna be your turn. Back up to the top of the initiative order, Rurik.
Hello, can you open the map?
Yeah, sorry, I was. Okay.
Nudge you a little bit closer to the camera here.
So, how many targets do we have in this little cluster of stuff going on in this room?
So there are 1, 2, 3 skulls in the room. You watched one of the skulls fly off this way. I mean, it also depends on whether you consider Prudence and Shigun to be targets or not, but...
For what I was thinking, no.
Oh, I forgot. Nope, it's fine. We're good. Never mind.
Am I able to move my way into the room, or is everything blocked?
See, the problem is, you can move here. Normally, you could pass through allies, but the other side of the ally is a creature, so you can't actually enter that space. So that's as far as you can get, unfortunately.
Ah, well that kills that idea.
You can attempt to shove the... I mean, you can push the sphere a little bit further. You don't know how much further it'll be able to go because of the position of the table and the creatures, but you might be able to shove these guys aside to push the sphere further away.
No, that's not conducive to what I had in mind. Based off of how I've observed these creatures, would I know them to be undead?
They... From your religion check previously, I would say you know that they are not undead. They have a few hallmarks, but the creatures inhabiting these skulls are not undead. Oh yeah, actually no, you would know because the Sunblade would have done more damage to them, or would have, had an extra effect on them, so you know that they're not undead. Because the Sunblade didn't seem to damage it more than, well, a blade made out of sunlight.
Which, depending on the construction, either hurts none or a lot. And I think this is in a lot case.
Alrighty, so what's the plan, Rurik?
A lot of. Well, I had plans for a lot of damage, but I can't get into position for what I want to do. So instead, they're actively surrounded by a flame, correct?
So there's a flame.
What did you say?
There's a flame inside the skull, and parts of the flame do occasionally look out through the eyes and out the bottom. The flame is on the inside of the skull.
All right. I will target the yellow one, I guess, whichever
Okay.
one is.
Right here?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to think.
With what?
I'll target the yellow one, and I'll cast Douse on it.
Douse? Okay. Okay. Give me 1 second to look up Douse. Because it's been a while since I've read it.
With bone-chillingly cold water.
Alright, it's con save, or they take cold damage. Okay. Let's see. What is their constitution? Probably not great. That's okay.
I don't know why it's so soft. We haven't done anything different.
It makes a 16 con save. What's your spell save DC?
15.
15? Alright, yeah, unfortunately it manages to make the save. It actually, you hit it, the water does strike it, but it just evaporates away into steam. Alright, anything else this turn? Or is this gonna be it?
I feel reluctant to bring out my spiritual weapon for these things because I don't have a lot of spells.
All right. So what's the verdict?
I will attempt to move southward down the room a little bit, and only if I can like nudge the
Is your mic on
It's
like
very hard
auto
to hear
adjust?
you.
That might be the
I
problem.
can't really hear you.
because I'm stuttering because I'm an idiot and don't know what I want to do.
No, it's also a volume thing. Like, you're very quiet.
Yeah,
I
it
don't-
is getting quieter as you talk. That's why I think it's
Shush,
like
shush,
a
shush, shush.
voice activity thing.
Can you hear me at all?
Now we can hear you.
What the hell happened to this mic?
Alrighty. So when you go this way, it does meet with resistance. So you would have to shove to push these creatures out of the way. Unfortunately.
Okay, that's what I wanted to check. So yeah, in that case, I'll back up 5 feet, stay out of range of any like exploding fire.
Okay. You step back out of the range, and is that your turn?
Yes.
Alrighty. Prudence, you are stunned, unfortunately. Let's see. Up next is Hoyd.
I will use prestidigitation to light a silver flame on the candle that I have.
Okay. You pop up a silver flame. There's a little bit, I believe it's 10 or 5 and 5 for a candle.
Don't know. I just had it in my inventory.
Okay, you have a little bit of light coming out here. Looking around
I'm
the
going
room,
to...
just now that you have a little bit of light to see by, the floor itself is, you can see patches of it that were constructed, like there were tiling set into the floor, but it's long since been ruined. So it looks like this room was originally something and constructed to be something, but that was at least a dozen years ago or longer.
Alright. Now that I can see, do I have normal movement?
You're out of the tunnel, so you have normal movement.
Right,
the tunnel
but
was what was
dark-
restricting you.
Dark. This is all dark.
Right, your movement's not restricted by low light. It would be like attempting to do something that would be restricted.
Okay.
You can, in theory, like, run at full speed through your completely dark house in the middle of the night.
Well, it's also because
Alright.
you have dark vision, you are seeing it in dim light. So,
That's fine. I'm
Awesome.
just wanting to avoid
but now you
difficult
have
terrain.
bright light. So, it is not difficult terrain.
Okay. I want to make my way back toward the rest of the party.
Going this way.
Yes.
Alrighty. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30.
Also, just a bit of advice to anyone listening: don't run through your dark house in the middle of the night at full speed. You're gonna stub your toe, and it's gonna hurt a lot.
Hey, don't tell me how to live, alright?
Okay. That's all I
What
got.
if-
I'm just letting you know.
Are you, so, oh yeah, prestidigitation is an action.
Mhm.
Make a dexterity saving throw, please, as you pass through this space here.
$15.
15. Alrighty, you trigger a tripwire and just duck out of the way as a dart strikes from this wall and hits the wall on that side. The
Excellent.
wire snaps, and you imagine that's the end of that trap, but you do manage to duck out of the way.
Good to know.
Okay, and that's your turn. Next up, we have Zook, who is stunned, I believe. So that's your turn, unfortunately. Now we have, well, we would have, oh no, now we have the skulls. It is the skulls' turns. I'm just going to go down from 1 to 6. No, the 4 is gone. From 1 to 6. So 1 is going to, ooh, here's what 1's going to do. 1's going to fly here, and then go in a straight line and charge at Shigun.
Oh, great.
And it will, if you could make a dexterity saving throw as it impacts you and explodes.
Oh, great. It's a suicide. Oh, I do not make that.
4, no, you don't. And neither does the one next to you, actually. So you both take, with this strike, this is, where is my other actually it's, where are my d8s? You take 10 points of fire damage.
Jeez.
The creature next to you takes 5 points of fire damage, I think. Yes, the creature next to you takes 5 points of fire damage,
Oh no.
which kills it.
Oh no.
If I could have you make another dexterity saving throw, please. Let's see if the first one makes it.
Okay, I made that one.
That one succeeds. Yeah, you succeed on that one. However, you still take... shit rolls. 4 points of fire damage. Sorry, halve to 2. You take 2 points of fire damage. Prudence, automatically fail. You take 4 points of fire damage. And the creature next to you succeeds and has resistance to fire, so it takes no damage. Oh, you have resistance, that's right, so you take 2 points. Cool. So number 2's gone. Just a chain reaction here.
That was a fun move.
Oh no,
Okay.
1 is already gone. It doesn't matter. It suicide attacked. Oh, that one needs to make... Oh no, that one made it. Okay, that one's fine. So now the only 2 left. The one next to... you know what? 5 is going to do the same. It's going to move 5 feet, 10 feet, and it's going to come here and charge at Shigun as well. Shigun, if you can make a dexterity saving throw, as this thing also impacts you and explodes.
Out of 4. I guess this makes sense with the crits I was rolling out.
Prudence, you unfortunately automatically fail because you're stunned. Oh no. Actually, no, that is its turn right now. Oh no, that's a lot of damage. Oh no, that's a lot of damage. No, the stun is to the end of its turn. Stunning Shriek. The Lost Soul shrieks. Each humanoid and beast within 30 feet. Blah blah blah. Or be frightened until the end of the Lost Soul's next turn. While frightened in this way, a target is stunned. So it is to the end of its turn, unfortunately. So Shigun and Prudence. Actually, no. So Shigun, you take 15 points of fire damage. Prudence, you have resistance, so you take 7 points of fire damage. And as this thing explodes, that's the end of its turn, so you're no longer stunned.
I guess you could say this combat really self-destructed.
Yeah, you know, things just kept blowing up. The one next to you, Zook, actually doesn't have room to do the same maneuver, so it will just bite you. Or attempt to bite you. You are stunned. Oh no, you're no longer stunned, because that was the end of the thing's turn that stunned you. So you're no longer stunned. So it no longer has advantage, but it is going to try and bite you anyway. Probably not with a +4 with 13. No, that misses.
That does not hit.
Alrighty. That's the end of their turn. Oh boy. And I missed Deer's turn. I apologize. I did miss Deer's turn, so she gets to take her turn now. Just taking a nap? Okay, just taking a nap. Next up we have Shigun.
Oh boy. So the only thing that's left is the one that flew towards Zook, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to... I'm gonna make my way south towards Zook.
Okay. Are you gonna go over the table or around it? Going over will be an acrobatics check.
You know what? Why not? I'm feeling adventurous. I'm
Okay.
gonna fall.
Make an acrobatics check
This is an
to vault
adventure.
over the table.
You are an adventurer.
Oh, yeah, you make it. You like doing a parkour Kong. You bring up both your feet and land deftly on the other side. 15. So it was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It does have half cover from being behind that barricade, but you can see it.
Okay. What?
I'm gonna put you there. Do you move all the way up to the barricade?
Oh.
Hey, do you remember something that we talked about earlier?
I was gonna say.
There were two other things that flew past it but didn't trigger anything.
They flew over it.
I thought it was on the wall.
I'm
It's on
going
the floor.
to...
Oh,
I mean, I dropped a stone on it.
You did drop a rock on
Can't-
it.
You can only do that in one direction.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop before I get to the explodey thing.
Alrighty, so you're right there. Before you get to the the sigil, I'm gonna move these guys, is actually directly in here between the two. So I can put you there, but if you want to get close enough to actually attack it, you do have to take a step forward on it. There isn't really a way for you to get close enough to go around the barricade if you don't.
Well, shoot. I think... Well, just to be safe, since I have taken quite a bit of damage, I'm actually going to go ahead and use my second wind.
Okay, so you go ahead and use your second wind. Go ahead and heal for that.
That is 1d10 plus my level, which is 7.
Okay. Not a great roll, but not a terrible one. Could have been worse.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take... With exploding bad guys, I'll take every little bit I can get.
Okay. So you heal for 11. Is that going to be your turn?
Yeah, I don't want to risk tripping the sigil and potentially, killing myself for Zook, so Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop for there.
Alrighty. Top of the initiative order, Rurik. Is he around?
What, sorry?
It is your turn. What would you like to do?
How many turns have passed on the beat of force, by the way?
Oh, I haven't been counting down.
Probably like 2.
I'll say 5. I want to say. No, I think you've had 3 turns so far, so 3.
It's been like 3 turns, I think.
Dang, a lot happens in 3 turns.
Sure does.
A lot happens in 18 seconds. Yeah.
So there are no more enemies in our little room.
Immediately in the room, no, there are no more enemies.
Okay. Is there any way is Prudence still stunned and or frightened?
No, he's neither.
Okay. Sorry, I was a bit distracted with something else for the moment. I'll make my way down through or around the room down to where Shigun is. If I can't make it through with around the beat of force, then I'll go around the table.
Since there's no longer any resistance, you can push the beat of force actually right to there.
Okay. That'll work.
It is a bit of a squeeze, but you are able to make that. So you were here. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, because it's a squeeze. 25 gets you right behind Shigun. Which, you were invisible, because you're tiny. But, we'll do that. Is that going to be your turn?
Excuse me, I'm the you're invisible because you're tiny.
Well, you know.
Fair.
Are we doing anything? What's up?
Quick question. Is it possible for me to administer a potion to someone else on my turn? If
Yes,
I'm
you
next
can.
To them?
It is an action to do so. Yes.
Sweet. I will use an action to administer or how are you looking?
He just took a lot of fire damage.
With his eyes,
Yes,
probably.
that's what I'm asking.
Fairly singed.
Fairly singed. I'll administer a health potion on.
I'm not gonna fall over anytime soon, but I'm definitely.
Okay.
I just want to serve my spells and stay prepared for whatever is left to come.
So would I roll for the potion or does Rurik roll?
Rurik is the one administering, so he rolls.
Okay.
It's just a straight potion of healing.
Yes, just a regular one.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll the healing for that. You, Shigun, you, you get a little tug on your sleeve, and you kneel down, and Rurik gives you a potion.
Sip.
All right.
With the big sip. There's a microphone there.
Could be worse.
It's not bad.
Now that.
I mean, that's exactly an average roll. So.
It is. It doesn't benefit from any of my healing passives or anything, right?
It does not. Since it's not a healing spell, no.
That's what I thought.
Okay, is that gonna be your turn?
Yep, that's it for me.
Okay.
Inventory.
Okay. Prudence has already mentioned he is gonna take this round, slip his robe off, and start repairing the little singe marks on it and the various things that have happened to it using his mending cantrip. Next we have Hoyd.
Having been shot at, I'm going to carefully keep going, looking out for more traps of the like.
Okay. Moving carefully is half speed, and go ahead and make an investigation check. So you get 15 feet. 5, 10, 15, and roll investigation to see if you spot anything.
12.
12. You don't see anything as you go by. But you do have to sort of slow and take your time, so that's as far as you can get. You
And
can.
nothing shot at me, so it's a win.
There you go. Anything else this turn?
No.
Okay. Now we have Zook.
I'm going to
Yeah, Zook.
attack it.
Okay. With a melee weapon?
Yes, I have my rapier.
That's right, you have a rapier.
I'm gonna hit it with that. Okay, I should do an attack roll. Do I have it? I don't have advantage on this. I'm not gonna bother asking.
No, you weren't hiding. Well, you attempted to hide, but not very well.
No, I didn't
sorry.
even attempt to
Sorry,
hide.
that was-
I was not expecting.
Deer that did that stealth check. Sorry, no, you're not hiding, so no, you don't have
Yeah,
advantage.
Like, what I did is I sprinted over here and then ran into a wall, and then this thing jumped me.
Pretty much.
So I'm going to hit it with a sword. That's,
A 9 unfortunately misses. It manages to just duck its small, tiny little skull out of the way. Is that your... I think that's everything you can do this turn, unless you want to, like, disengage or something.
I'm going to disengage and run away.
Okay, so you take the disengage action and just move down this way?
Bonus action.
Yeah.
I use my action to attack.
Yeah, so bonus action disengage. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And you're around the corner. Okay. Now we have the last thing's turn. What is it gonna do? It's gonna turn and attack the nearest target. It's gonna turn and charge through here, and Shigun and Rurik make
I
dexterity.
gotta go to
saving
the
throws,
bathroom
please.
1 second.
Sure. Shigun and Rurik make dexterity saving throws, please.
Okay.
Where my other D8? Oh no.
Here's the straight
So-
D20. Yep.
So Shigun, that was a 20. Oh no.
Oh
Okay.
no, that's a failure.
So Shigun, you succeeded. You take 7 points of fire damage. Rurik, you
Okay.
failed. You take 14 points of fire damage.
Okay.
However, as this thing does that, you look around and you notice there are no more enemies in sight. So combat is over now.
Whoa.
You you take a deep breath, and as you inhale, it's like ow, ow, ow. Okay. So, what are we doing? Prudence, having finished, as best he can repairing his robe, Mending does a pretty good job. Says, all right, let's carry on. There's no time to rest.
Where in the world did Hoyd make off to?
Oh yeah, none of you know. Deer knows where Hoyd is, but Deer is napping, so. Alright,
Yeah.
Cast message on Shigun.
what are we doing?
What was that, Hoyd?
I cast message on Shigun.
Okay.
Are you coming?
Yes, we'll be right there. Come on, I think Hoyd's in the next room over. Let's go. I'm gonna make my way. Yeah. I will follow. If you were talking, we didn't hear you. Yeah, Ember, we can't hear you.
Hey, I turned my mic off.
There you are. I'm
Um,
also gonna yell through the hallways.
you're gonna hate me. You make your way this way. Make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Son of a biscuit. 7. Oh, dang.
7. Okay. You trigger the second of 2 poison darts. Well, the first, really. And you take 2 Jesus. You take 2 points. You would take 1 point of piercing damage, but no. You take 2 points of poison damage.
Okay.
And that's it. That's the whole... It's supposed to be more than that, but I rolled shit. So...
I found the trap.
It's like it sinks into your shoulder. You're like, ow! You yank it out.
You flex the poison out.
You don't quite flex the poison out. You resist. You know, you do the best you can. It seems like a wimpy. You know, it might have been here a while. It's probably denatured.
The trap appears to have shot a mosquito at me.
Pretty much. You continue around the corner here. I'll say Zook whoop, comes around as well. And everybody makes their way into this room here. Boy, do you meet up with them. There are no more traps. So... At least not right there, anyway.
So what took you so long? You look out of breath.
We ran into some friends.
Did you find anything of merit on your trek to the other half of this area?
No, I was waiting for you.
Fair enough.
So just to repeat the description, this room and sort of filtering a little bit into this room, starting about here, is just like covered in a thin layer of garbage, more or less. Like there are construction pieces, like pieces of wood, and you see nails scattered around. There are some tools here and there, but it's like this whole, it's like a messy 10-year-old's room, but like a dad's tool shed, if that makes sense. Just like a really messy space, all cluttered up, but it's like tools and materials and supplies and stuff.
I have a question, but first Prudence has one as well.
Prudence says, please be respectful of others. Can you tell if someone other than Hoyd passed through recently? Make a survival check.
As for my question, well,
Yes.
I wanted to ask if any of these tools look, if these tools appeared to be involved with stonework, as in, was the stone actively being carved?
Okay. Make an investigation check. And I'll just say the beat of force is gone, because I don't want to keep tracking it.
I'm back. What I miss?
Would
So-
stone cutting have any effect on this?
You're not looking specifically about the stone itself. You do know, like, what stonework tools look like, so it is a difference in the DC.
Okay.
But the stone cutting.
What did I miss?
This room is filled with tools.
Oh,
So
geez.
Prudence, it was a 15, I think, right?
Prudence rolled a 15.
It's got a 15. It's hard to tell just because of how much shit is on the floor. You do see a couple of... You don't believe they're humanoid, but there are, things have passed through here. Things have walked through here. You do... Yeah, that's as far as you can get with a 15. With a 5... I mean, there's like a pickaxe leaning up in the corner. You can't, I mean, all the tools look pretty beat up, so you're not sure if it's been used recently or it's just crappy. So the imp turns to dust. It's also not actually an imp, but that's neither here nor there. The demonic creature turned to dust, so it's gone. You can search the room it was in, if you'd like. So you head back here. Go ahead and make an investigation check. You note the sconces on the walls are still lit, so this room is brightly lit. 22.
While Prudence searches that room, I'd like to search the strewn about construction tools for anything, I guess, out of the... I hesitate to say out of the ordinary, but I don't know what else I'd be looking for.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll your own investigation check as well. So Prudence with a 22, you do find, tucked away under the table, 2 potions of greater healing. One
Ooh.
is, you see there would have been 3, but one has been shattered. You also find, let's see, a small, like a pouch containing 130 gold pieces. And that's all you find in that room.
I'm also going to head over to that room too.
To the original room where the fight happened? Okay, you come around this way. Who was it that rolled the 15? Sorry.
That was Rurik.
Rurik? Okay, you
Checking
did
out
your
the room on the
your quick
stuff.
sweep. With a 15. Oops, that's not what I wanted. You find, I swear, I rolled this. This was a random roll. You find a spell scroll of Douse, the cantrip.
Oh, okay.
I rolled it and it came up with Douse. Sorry.
Okay.
And you also find, just strewn about here and there, roughly 50-ish gold pieces. Let's say 50 gold pieces, just for the sake of ease. There are a number of semi-precious gems as well. You find a couple of opals. I'll say you find 2 opals, 1 lapis lazuli. They're just like around. So that's what you find there. Prudence, you found 130 gold pieces.
I am going to search the room that Hoyd went around through, like the room around the corner.
The northern
Okay.
room.
This way?
I'm gonna join. I'm
Around
gonna join
here?
Zook.
And here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there-ish.
So I'll say for the sake, because it's true, there's nothing in here, it's just an empty room. You come in here, and you see there is this pile of rubble in the corner here. Before we do that, Hoyd, what are you doing in the room there?
I just typed it. Once
Okay.
everybody's done, extinguish each sconce.
Okay. You use prestidigitation, or you physically do it?
That's the station.
Okay, you... 4 lights, 4 casts of prestidigitation, and the torches are out.
Are they torches?
They're torch sconces fixed into the wall.
Can I remove the torch?
There isn't actually like a wooden torch in it. It's just like a small metal basket that's been screwed into the wall.
Gotcha.
It's a torch in the sense that it is a light source that is not electrical.
However, do you examine it at all?
I do.
Okay, make an Arcana check.
A 5.
5. Yep, they're torch sconces. They're pretty neat.
Good. Clearly made of iron, and that's it.
Yeah, probably iron. It's hard to tell. It's burned to shit. So. Okay.
Well, that's what torches do.
Yeah. So. Okay. Who is investigating this room?
I am, and I think Zook was as well. Is that right?
Okay. Are you going to search independently, or do you want one to help the other? Difference being, if one helps the other, that person gets advantage, or you can just each roll individually. It's up to you.
Who's better at searching?
Well, I have a +5 to investigation.
I have a +7.
I.
You wicked
Really
smat.
good at investigating things.
So, are you gonna help me, or are we both gonna roll?
They're searching this room here.
I'll help you since you have the higher modifier.
Okay,
Okay.
we're gonna work together to search.
Well, I will say, just really briefly, once the lights are out in this room, Prudence and Hoy, do you remain in the room or do you leave?
I'm done with the room. I do that on our way out.
Okay, you head back this way to rejoin the group. Prudence, do you go there as well? Oh, you're with Rurik.
He's with
Okay.
the Rurik.
Boop. Okay. Alrighty. Do you then come around the corner and hang out with Zook and Shigun while they're searching?
I want to investigate that pile in the corner, Tiamat's pile.
You stop that.
The rubble.
Alrighty, Rurik, do you go around as well?
Sure, I'll check it out.
Okay. So everybody comes into this room here, which is cool beans. You specifically go when you search the rubble. So Zook, that was a 20.
Yep.
Through the rest of the room, it's fairly bare. You don't find much until you and Hoyd, and Shigun, actually, because Shigun's helping you search, make your way to the rubble pile. Oh, you're not gonna like this. You go and you reach out and you push one of the stones away, and it takes you a second to realize what you're looking at, and you realize it's a mouth that
Oh, wonderful.
snaps shut, and we're gonna end there tonight. And start next session by rolling initiative.
Really?
There's a creature hiding in the rubble. Alrighty, so
Actually, since we started half an hour late, technically we can go until 10:30.
yeah, but the 10 o'clock is a restriction on me because I got work in the morning. So
Okay, fair.
I appreciate the suggestion, but unfortunately tonight of all nights I can't. So
No, I kind of actually
okay, so
get to a health potion.
as always, everybody, thanks for coming and watching. Our next Thursday session is going to be on the 1st of September. It will most likely be at the normal time at 7 p.m. Eastern. I also have a Monday group that's going to be playing on the 21st. They actually haven't played for a few weeks because I was away the last time. So, yeah, Monday group on the 21st. They're elsewhere in the same universe. So, as always, thank you guys for coming and watching, and thank you guys so much for coming and playing. Have a good night.